Hey, Facebook fam. Happy Sunday. It's 8 o'clock, and I think I'm on time today. Maybe a minute late, but that's all right. We here. So come on in, get situated, get settled, grab a friend, bring somebody along with you because it is time once again for your self-care nuggets this week. It's my birthday, and I've been celebrating all weekend. I'm celebrating all month, but especially this weekend. So if you follow me on TikTok or on my personal page, you will see the highlight video from my surprise party today, which is why I still have my tiara and my sash on. But it's been an amazing weekend, and I'll tell y'all about that in a minute. But don't forget to leave me a comment. Let me know that you're here and watching so I can put your name into the drawing for our prize pack. That will be the last quarterly one because I'm switching up how I do prizes at the top of the year. But I'm still going to be giving out prizes and tokens of appreciation for you guys coming and hanging out with me and sharing and whatnot. So that's that. Announcements. If you are a subscriber on my website, you already know these things because y'all got the scoop first. But for everybody else, get your calendars out, get your coins together because we got some great things coming up. First and foremost, March, ladies, this one is for you. Well, both of these announcements are for you. But fellas, I ain't leaving y'all out. Your stuff is still in the works. I just don't have the dates yet. So ladies, these are for you. March 16th through the 22nd is Sacred Space, Conversations Your Mama Didn't Have. So I'm super excited to be bringing this virtual women's summit. It is 7 days of necessary conversations that we need to have, that we may not always get to have, don't always have safe spaces to have. So I'm super excited that some amazing ladies have jumped on board to facilitate these conversations, to share knowledge, wisdom, all those great things. I have not released the ticket sales for that yet, but I will be doing so soon. I'm working on getting all the stuff updated on the website. I'm just giving you guys the save the date now and letting you know that it's coming. So March 16th through the 22nd, Monday through Friday, it will be at 7 p.m. That Saturday, it's at 10 a.m. and Sunday at 6 p.m. Plan to be in the conversation for a couple of hours. We want to give space and time for conversation, for in-depth healing, breakthrough, whatever to take place in the midst of these conversations. We really want you to feel safe, to feel confident, to feel heard and seen in these conversations. So we're going to be talking about some amazing things. We have single, saved, and not saved, single, successful, and childless. We'll hopefully you that too. But single, successful, and childless for all the ladies who either don't have children, have chosen not to have children, for whatever reason. You're successful, you're single, maybe of a certain age, because sometimes those things come with not the nicest of comments and assumptions and those kinds of things. So we want to give you safe space to talk about that, to talk about what that means for you, what that looks like for you. If you're struggling with that decision or have made the decision and have regrets or whatever, hey, you can come talk about it. We have grief and the strong woman complex. You ain't got to be strong for nobody, but we're going to talk about that, where it came from, how we fix it, all that good stuff. Hiding in plain sight, the abuse we allow. This is about toxic relationships, DV, all of those kind of things included under that umbrella. The truth about parenting. We're going to cover a lot of truths. We're going to talk about parenting special needs children, being a married single parent, some of the things that come along sometimes with unplanned pregnancies, the guilt, shame, people talk about you, whatever. We're going to talk about all of that in the truth about parenting. We also have the sensual woman, and that is I know that one, that's going to be scandalous because it's all the taboo things regarding sensuality, sexual desires, expressing yourself, all of those things related to women and sexuality and sensuality. So, again, conversations your mama didn't have, how sometimes not being prepared for being bombarded with sexual energy and sexual advances, how that can affect you, how that can shape the trajectory of your life and relationships. Owning your power and being comfortable and confident in expressing your sexual likes and dislikes, all of those things, which are healthy, by the way, because sometimes it's like, oh my gosh, she said she likes, oh my God, everything is so hush hush and taboo. But that's why we can't walk in freedom, because a lot of things get swept under the rug and aren't discussed or talked about. And a lot of times we're not prepared, and we're not preparing our children and our young people to handle these things when they come up. So we also have thriving after divorce. Some phenomenal women are going to be leading that conversation who have accomplished amazing things during and after divorce, who have rebounded and I can't even say rebounding, but who have taken off and really soared in overcoming divorce and all of the aftermath that comes along with that. And then I think that's 5. Oh, the last one is embracing rest and self-care. So we definitely want to talk about that and know that it's okay to rest. It's okay to take care of yourself first. I always tell people self-care is not selfish. Even when you're on the airplane, they tell you if the oxygen mask is deployed to do what first. Put your oxygen mask on first, because if you dying and choking, who can you save? Who can you help? Nobody. All right, so those are the topics for the Virtual Women's Summit. I'm super excited about it. I hope you will all plan to come and join us. You can sign up for the whole summit, or you can do individual nights if there's specific topics that stand out to you. So it's going to be very inexpensive. I wanted it to be accessible and to be transparent, to let you guys know where the funds are going. So that money will be going to fund future events and to help someone who may want to come to this second event but may not have the funds to do so. So the second thing I want you to save the date for is Retreat 2026, Discovering Me. If you came to our mental health retreat last year, you know that it was phenomenal. We had some amazing breakthroughs and great wisdom and knowledge and all kinds of things there. Our theme last year, well, this year, because it was 2025, but you know, I'm already in 26. But our theme this year was let go. And we talked about things that have been holding us hostage, weighing us down, and really letting go of those. So this coming year, thanks Daniela. This coming year in 2026, the theme is Discovering Me. So I'm super excited about that. And I set it up so that if you need to make payments, you can do so. I have 9 spots left. And those are priced based on the bed you choose. I have 1 full size left, and then the rest are bunk rooms that are shared. So it's close quarters. It's a small group, only 15 ladies. We like to keep it small and intimate so that you really have a safe space to share, to be heard, to talk, and whatever you need to do without feeling like you're just a face in a sea of people. So, and I'm working on planning another one, because I've had a lot of interest in people that want to come, and I think I'm going to do one up north maybe for the fall. So I'm looking for places and dates, so stay tuned for that too. But as always, if you subscribe to my website, you get the info and the scoop first. I also did something special. Hey Tiffany, thank you for the subscribers this month. When I sent out the newsletter, I put in there a list of pantry staples, because so many people have been affected by the government shutdown with layoffs and furloughs and deferment of SNAP benefits, and so many other things It's a list of pantry staples that are pretty inexpensive that you can mix and match and put something together to make something out of nothing. So I will probably copy that and share it with everybody just in case you need it. And it's mostly things, non-perishables that you can either get for cheap, canned goods, dry goods, things that you can also get from local food banks. But if you are in a position to stock up, hear me now, get some extra food in your home. Get some extra pantry staples. Get some extra non-perishables in your home. I've heard so many prophecies that we are going to face famine, but a few years ago, I also heard the Lord saying, stock up, stock up. So if you haven't heard that in your spirit, if you haven't had the unction and the urge, let me be the one to encourage you to do so. And if your funds are tight, just grab a couple extra things every time you go grocery shopping. Or get a bigger bag. Make sure you have like some rice and beans and pastas and things like that. Those are cheap. Pasta sauce is fairly cheap. You can get Dollar Tree. You can catch it on sale, 98 cents, $1 or $2. Some of those things that if you don't have meat, you can still eat a meal. If you don't have whatever, you can still make a meal. Get some canned meats. Get some things, some tuna, some canned chicken, some Spam, treat, whatever. Some roast beef. Get you some meals in a can. SpaghettiOs, ravioli, roast beef dinners, Dinty Moore, that kind of stuff. Get some non-perishables. And if you really want to be savvy, if you are a gardener or someone who grows or makes their own food, definitely preserve, can, freeze dry, dehydrate, whatever, and make a stockpile for the couponers out there. It's a great time to partner up and get some extra things on hand. And I'm not saying this to scare anybody. I just want us to use wisdom and look at our economy and where we are and where we're going. I have so many clients right now who are in extreme anxiety because they don't know how they're going to feed their children. They're choosing between medication and food. They're choosing healthcare or roof over their head. So many things. Make sure in your stockpile or in your pantry, you also have some medicinal herbs, some good teas that are healing, have healing properties, some good herbs, some turmeric, some ginger, some garlic, some of those things. If you're not familiar, get familiar. Research, learn. We're going to go back to old school where everything came from the earth and natural, and we could use what we can grow or what is around us to heal ourselves, just in case, because we may not have health insurance, health care, whatever. I keep herbs, I keep teas, I keep all of those things. I keep extra of everything. That's something that my mama taught me. When you have extra, buy extra. So when a lean time comes, you already have it and you're not struggling to get it. Grab an extra detergent. If you notice they're on sale, buy one, get one free or whatever, grab that extra one. Even if it's not always the brand that you typically use. Think smarter. Use wisdom. Even if it's not a huge stockpile. I'm not saying you got to have a whole fallout bunker, but have some extra things in stock just in case you hit a rough patch or somebody that you know may need something. I've seen episodes of extreme couponing. I remember this one in particular. It was a young couple, probably in their 20s, and they did extreme couponing, not just for their home, but to support local charities and food banks. So, you can really do a lot of good to help each other, to help neighbors, to help whomever, if we work wisely, if we pool our resources and we're not so self-centered. So, if you got a little extra and somebody needs it, help them out. If you need something, open up your mouth and say so. Don't sit in pride, afraid to ask for help, because right now it's rough for a lot of people. And I'm just saying that, and the Lord done took me a whole nother way because I wasn't planning on talking about none of this. But evidently somebody needs it. So if you are in need, open up your mouth and say so. Don't sit and go without. Don't sit and be in lack because you're too proud to say, hey, I need a little help. Because every single one of us has been in a position, or will be if you keep living, where you need some help. And that's okay, because we don't always have it all together. Sometimes things happen beyond our control, such as this, the government shutdown, SNAP benefits, whatever else may come. We don't know what's going to happen. But if we start preparing, if we start using wisdom and grabbing a few things here and there extra to stock up, like, it's just me, and I probably got about 60 rolls of toilet paper because I buy the big packs, so I don't have to buy them as often. It's like $17, and it's the big triple rolls. Listen, if y'all ain't shopping at Aldi, you missing out. I'm just saying. That's my spot. They got some good deals in there. But anyway, back to what I was saying before that. The retreat, Discovering Me. If you want to come, and I'm going to be opening up public tickets tomorrow. If you want to come, it is the weekend after Mother's Day, May 14th through, I believe, the 17th or 18th, one of them. And it's going to be here in Central Florida. So again, I have 9 spots left. If you want to come, you can pay a $50 non-refundable deposit to hold your spot, and then set up payment arrangements with me for the rest of your balance. And again, I try to keep it very inexpensive. The retreat price includes breakfast, dinner, snacks, of course, to cover the cost of the facilities and all of that. And I'm excited because Classy Claus is coming back to cater for us again this year. If you were there last year, or if you've ever had her food, you know that it's phenomenal. We had a huge brunch with tons of good food. We had a pasta bar with chicken, shrimp, meatballs, everything. It was delicious. So, and everybody went home with food because we had a ton of food. So I'm gonna need y'all to eat that up this year. But anyway, come out and hang with us. It's gonna be amazing. So I'm excited about all of that. I think right now that's all the announcements that I have to give. And I know that went a little left, but that's okay. So tonight I want to talk to you about a couple other things. I want to share with you guys my experience at Ignite. You always hear me talk about investing in yourself. So I want to share with you some of the results of what happens when you do that. So back in December, for those of you who may not know the story, my best friend sent me a message and was like, hey, I think you should apply to speak at this. Because one of the things that we had been praying for was that God would give me opportunities to use my platform, to use my mental health knowledge and ministry, and bring them together to spread awareness, to help educate, to heal, just to use me however to speak, because I'm not afraid to go. And so she was like, I think you should apply to speak, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay. I looked at it. I didn't have any of the stuff that I needed prepared. So I was like, okay, let's make this happen quick. Boom. I was headed home for Christmas. I booked my headshots. I wrote my bio. I wrote the proposal. Had never done a proposal to speak before. Shout out to Canva for helping me get that together, for making all my stuff look nice and pretty. So I put that stuff together. Boom, sent it in. I was supposed to hear back by March 1st. I didn't hear anything, so I was assuming like, I didn't get it. Oh, well, at least I put myself out there and applied. Because one of the things that I had set out to be intentional about this year was putting myself in spaces that I don't normally travel in circles that are not my usual, just taking opportunities to branch out, to explore new things and new places. So I was like, well, I did it. I'm proud of myself for doing it, whatever. So then I believe it was like March 10th. I got the email saying that I had been accepted to speak on a panel, and that that I will be with some other ladies for this workshop. And I was like, yes, I was excited. And like I said, I found out March 10th, which was literally a few days before my mom passed away. So we were super excited. She was planning to go with me. of course, God had other plans, and she wasn't able to be there in the flesh. But I do believe she was definitely there with me in spirit. Everything that she instilled in me went, so she was there, and the workshops were phenomenal. I have, dang, I wish I had my notebook in here. I probably have like this many pages of notes from from the workshops, the worship services. The word was phenomenal. The ladies that were there that poured so richly. And if you are like me and you're busy all the time and on the go and always doing and being and whatever, you rarely get a chance to sit down and just be poured into. So again, when I encourage you to invest in yourself, make those opportunities, take the time to give yourself space to be poured into. Whatever arena, area, field, aspect of your life it is, whether it's something for your career plan, something spiritual, something health-wise, whatever you choose, make some space and time to let others pour into you, to receive, so you're not always just giving and pouring, because you can burn out super quick. You can be exhausted, overworked, overrun, just raggedy, because you're always pouring out. To that, let me also say this: pour out of your saucer and not your cup. Because people always say, how can you pour from an empty cup? But they miss the saucer. What does the saucer do? Catch the overflow and spillage from the cup. So allow people to drink from your saucer and not your cup, and it'll help you keep your cup full longer, so that you're not running on fumes, so that you're not empty and exhausted and burnt out and run down because you've given everything and all of yourself away. Now, I know everybody likes to sing the song, I give myself away, and I don't mean in that sense. Yes, absolutely pour out everything that God has put in you to pour out. I want to leave here empty of those things, not empty to the point where I can't function. There's a difference. Because if you're empty and you're pouring out everything and not taking care of yourself, you're not going to be able to do the things that you're supposed to do in purpose and destiny, in your career, in your marriage, in your family, whatever. Because you're going to be too tired. You're going to be sick in your body. You're going to be run down. You're going to be beat up. You're going to have anxiety and depression and who knows what else. Because all of those things start to manifest in your physical body when you're not taking care of your mental and emotional health. So we got to make sure we're doing that. Okay? So invest in yourself. Find those spaces and opportunities to be poured into, especially if you're in a helping profession, if you're a parent, if you're married, because all of those things require you to pour out consistently. And sometimes the pouring in isn't happening as fast as the pouring out. So you can feel depleted quickly and often. So remember, where are we allowing others to drink from? Not the cup, the saucer. They should be drinking from your overflow and abundance. And it's okay if you're not there yet, because I'm going to be transparent. I haven't always been there. And in some areas and places, I'm still not. It's a work in progress. But I'm doing probably 90% better than what I was. And I have energy to do things. And I have room and space for life and the things that I want to do and can allow myself to do, because I've made space. I've been intentional about making space. Okay? So that's that part. If you are looking for a conference or something, ladies, to pour into yourself, and even men, find things, especially spiritual. This was a Christian retreat, but it spoke to so many things. It was for women in business and ministry, for entrepreneurs, leaders, all of that. So I got poured into in multiple places, in multiple areas of self-care. Look for things that will do that will pour into and speak to several areas and aspects of your life, so you are recharging multiple cells of your battery at once. I left there with a whole new energy and anointing and zeal for the things that God had put on my heart to do this coming year. And even just some mindset shifts when it comes to things that I was doing and how I speak about the things that I'm doing. Listen, the host of the conference, Reverend Nikki Walker Brown, she taught a workshop. She taught a workshop called From Hidden, thank you, From Hidden to Air. And she said it, in parentheses, will become what you call it. And she was talking about how we speak about things that we're doing and how we allow others to speak about them. And this is why environmental self-care is so important. Not just the environment, the world, but who you surround yourself with, spaces you put yourself in. She said, be careful of those people that call your stuff little. Oh, I heard you had a little conference over at the hotel. I heard you was doing a little whatever. She said, yeah, it's little because you keep calling it little and allowing other people to call it little. I was like, come on here. I was like, listen, don't talk little about my stuff. Even if it is small in number, it still ain't little. Because ain't nothing about me small. Come on here. But there were so many good nuggets and things, just simple reminders to be careful what comes out of your mouth, the environments that you put yourself in. In another segment, there was a sermon about Ruth and Naomi, and a lot of times we hear Ruth preached, but it's rare that we hear the story of Naomi preached. And this sermon was preached about how Naomi was in a miserable place. Her husband had died. Her sons had died. She was in Moab, which was known for idolatry and sinfulness and all these other things that were negative. But she went there to do the work of the Lord, to fulfill her purpose, which was to deliver Ruth. And in that process, how her obedience to go, and even through her pain, through her situation, to instruct Ruth, ended up being a blessing for her, because Ruth said, where you go, I go. Your people are my people. Your God is my God. And she served her mother-in-law. She was like, the only purpose she had was to deliver Ruth so Ruth could save her people. I was like, listen, sometimes we don't even know the magnitude of the assignments that we're walking in and how many other people it's going to deliver. How many other people it's going to set free. How many other people it's going to encourage and uplift and keep from losing their mind or leaving this earth, or who knows what effect it's going to have. But if we won't go, if we're not willing to go and be in our Moab places and situations for a season, I was like, when I'm trying to tell, I got so many notes, y'all. It was so good and so rich. And I love environments like that because I'm a nerd. I love to learn. I love to be fed. I love when the word or something that's being taught challenges me to dig deeper. So again, that's intellectual self-care and spiritual self-care at the same time. And environmental, because the environment was so positive and uplifting and charged with like-minded people who were there on one accord and one purpose, there to learn and be empowered and refreshed and renewed. So get yourself in some spaces that speak to where you want to go. Don't just stay in your same circle that you've always been in if your aspirations are to be bigger and greater, because you need some people around you who are already doing what you want to do, who have already done it and moved on to something even bigger than that. Don't despise small beginnings either, because everything big started off small. When you look at a mustard seed, like, you can wet the tip of your finger and pick up a whole bunch of them and they'll fit on the tip of your finger. But when you plant one, that stalk grows huge, taller than me. So even that little itty bitty thing that you think of as small may turn out to be something huge and great. So don't speak of it as though it's small and nothing. Speak well of it. Speak well of the things that your hands find to do. Speak well of the things that God has placed in you to do, to the gifts, the talents, the callings, the anointings, the mantles, whatever it is. Even if you're not ready to walk in it and accept it yet, don't despise it. Don't talk down on it. Speak and breathe life into that thing, because you never know how it's going to bless others and how it's going to bless you, because you're the first partaker of your fruit. So as I was saying that, the song Mary Did You Know came to my mind. That's one of my favorite Christmas songs, just songs in general, but especially at Christmas time. Mary, did you know that your baby boy would one day walk on water? Did you know he would save our sons and daughters? Think about the words to that song. Now, who would have thought you carrying this baby would literally change the whole world? But Mary had to be in an environment where she could be nurtured and loved and cared for properly. God knew who she needed, Joseph, because he could handle the pressures, the whispers, all of the things that came along with that, and still cover and protect Mary. On the journey, you see Joseph praying, asking for guidance, what to do, where to go. Come on, somebody that's looking for a man. I wasn't looking for Boaz. I asked God to send me a Joseph that knew how to pray, how to cover me, how to lead, and God, come on. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. So the environment matters. When they went to the inn and there was no room, Joseph ain't flip out and try to fight the innkeeper and whatever. We'll stay in the manger. We'll keep moving. Environment matters. Who you surround yourself with matters. Who did she go see while she was pregnant? Her cousin, who was further along in her pregnancy than she was. And what happened? They got in the same environment, and them babies was in the presence of each other, and what was in their wombs began to leap. John got filled with the Holy Ghost in his mama's belly. Okay, I ain't gonna preach tonight, but I'm just saying, put yourself in environments that are conducive for you to thrive, that impregnate you with possibility, with expectation, with excitement. Find your Elizabeth so your baby can leap. And I ain't talking about natural. I'm talking about ideas, creativity. Your spirit man can be recharged. All of those things. Invest in yourself. Be intentional about the people that you put yourself around, about the environments that you stay in. Because sometimes we're sent to hostile environments to affect change. But if we stay too long and we're not focused on what we sent there to do, we can become or take on that environment. And we're not supposed to. We're supposed to be the change. When you walk into a space, the glory that you carry, the presence of God that you carry, the anointing that you carry should be able to shift that atmosphere if it's not right. But that comes with that inner work and relationship. So, if you haven't thought about what you need to be doing to thrive, to be the best version of you possible, take some time this week to think about that for your self-care time. Who do I need to partner with? What kind of things do I need to do to feed my soul and spirit and mind? What kind of things have I been depriving myself of? Because what you feed is what will grow. What you starve is what dies. So, if you haven't been doing anything for self-care, what do you think you're doing to yourself? If you haven't been making the time or being intentional about caring for yourself, and I'm going to say this again, self-care is more than manicures and massages. It's more than getting your hair and nails done. It's literally caring for your whole self. Mind, body, spirit, soul, social connections, intellect, everything, emotions, all of it, finances, your profession, if you're not working, your education, whatever stage of life you're in, is caring for all of you. Because again, we tend to neglect certain things and do really, really well with other things. So let's get a little balance in there and make sure that we're caring for all the areas of ourselves. All right, I'm off my soapbox. Listen, I'm cake wasted. I done had a piece of birthday cake and some real Coca-Cola with lime tonight. I'm hyped. My friend told me I'm gonna be hungover tomorrow because I had real Coke and not Coke Zero. But I am a little wired up, so I gotta bring myself down so I can get ready to go to bed. Alexa gonna tell me it's time for bed in a minute because apparently she think I'm not grown. Because she been telling me for like the past 3-4 days, it's time for bed. Ain't nobody ask you. Ain't nobody tell you I had a bedtime. You ain't my mama. But anywho, I hope y'all have an amazing week. I'm going to be sharing some other things soon. Some writing things because I haven't given a whole lot of attention. I've been writing, but I haven't publicly given a lot of attention to writing on this page. So I'm going to bring y'all along for some of that journey too, because I still owe y'all some books and I haven't forgotten. I did get everything formatted. It's just, it needs to be sent to the publisher. The 21 Talks for Women needs to be edited and then sent to the publisher. So I don't know if that one's going to be done in time to be shipped for Christmas. It will be done before Christmas, but shipping I don't know about. So if not before Christmas, the top of the year, it'll be out and available. That and the self-care book. So those are coming. And then again, you can go order some of the other books that's already out. It's t-shirts and merch on my website. But stay tuned. I got some good stuff coming for y'all. I appreciate you hanging out with me on these Sunday nights because you don't have to give me your time. And I truly, truly appreciate that. It means so much more to me than you even realize because you don't have to be kind. You don't have to show up. You don't have to support. But you do. So thank you for coming. Share this with somebody. Encourage them to come and watch. I'm trying to get to 1,000 followers. I'm at 851 right now. So invite somebody to like, follow, share, whatever. Invite somebody to this page so they can get these good self-care nuggets and all the other mental health things that I have coming, because we all need safe spaces and places and abilities to heal, to work through our stuff, to just put down some of the weight that gets thrown on us. Because everything is not ours to carry. Oh, let me show y'all something real quick. So, if you've been following along, you may notice that I have been collecting pens. This one was my mama's. I wore it today for my birthday. But I have also been collecting pens for the last couple of months. This is my collection. It's missing one. That's in my room. It's missing my ramen pen. And this is the temporary house for all of them. And I got some real cute ones and some funny ones. So this one is my favorite, one of my favorites. It's a little brain. And it says, once I defeat the chemical imbalance in my brain, it's over for you hoes. Another one is, I don't always whoop, but when I do, there it is. And I got some really good mental health ones. Like this one says, don't measure your progress using someone else's ruler. And when I saw that, I immediately got it because for a long time, that's where I was. I allowed other people's comments and things that they said, questions that they asked to make me feel like I hadn't accomplished anything. And especially when I was talking about that workshop for single, successful, and childless, because sometimes when you're a woman and you don't have kids, people look at you like, well, you ain't done nothing with your life because you're not a mother. That's not everybody's goal, not everybody's choice, and it's okay if it's not. I would love to be, but I don't have control over that. That's between the Lord and my uterus. So, whenever He sees fit, I got this one I posted for my granny. It's a Thundercat. I have some book ones. I have No Shelf Control. That's that one. And then I have some cute little character ones. The If You Give a Mouse a Cookie, Inspector Gadget. I got Mrs. Ashbury. Do you know the Muffin Man? Who? The Muffin Man. That's my Shrek pen. I have some mental health ones, DV, awareness. This one I need to wear every day. It says, I don't know where you got the audacity, but you need to take it back. Not fragile like a flower, fragile like a bomb. Speak your mind even if your voice shakes. And this little one, let me show y'all him, my little lamb. It says, he left the 99 to rescue me. I have autism awareness. I got my Silly Goose pen, Silly Goose on the loose. And then this one that says, today I'm a serious goose. Temu getting all my money for these pens, y'all, but I love it. So I usually pick one or two to wear because they're great conversation starters. And especially when I'm going somewhere to speak or do something mental health related, or if it's an awareness month, I try to throw one or two on, just as something fun, something quirky, that can help break the ice with somebody because they'll see it and crack up or be like, oh my gosh, where did you get that? And I have my one that my friend calls the family motto. It says, I will put you in the trunk and help people look for you. Stop playing with me. So if you know my family, you know why he calls that the family motto. But I saw that and it was one of the first ones I bought. And then I have one that says, I'm not mean, I'm spicy nice. So my boo says, he teases me all the time and tells me I'm a meanie, and I'm like, whatever, I'm not mean. I just don't take a bunch of foolishness. But anywho, that's some of my pens. I have to share my little giddy nerd things with y'all because I love them and I think they're hilarious. But thank you, Pumpkin. Love you too. But that's all I got for y'all tonight. I'm ready to go. Probably make myself some tea and try to calm down off this sugar from this Coke and cake so I can go to sleep. But I love y'all. Hope you have an amazing and blessed week, that you will come back and self-care with me next Sunday. Don't forget to share this page with somebody because I'm trying to get to 1,000 so we can keep going from there. All right. I want to fill up these events. Oh, and I'm taking this show on the road, so I will be coming to some cities near you. I will definitely be coming to do some things at home in Kentucky in the spring and summer. I know one of them is in July. I don't have a date for the other things yet, but I'm coming home to do some stuff, so I hope y'all will come out and support me and hang out with me. And, I'm bringing some of my local buddies with me on tour for mental health shenanigans, and we got some good stuff coming for y'all. So stay tuned and have a great week. All right, good night.